Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the crossover. And today we have another very special guest joining us here today, all the way from Sweden. He is a Swedish champion, Eastern Conference champion here in the U.S. He is a giant, the Swedish giant, Noah Eile. Welcome to the podcast. Noah, how we doing?
I'm very good. Thank you very much. How are you?
I'm doing well, brother. Thank you for joining us. And looking out that window, it looks a little dark. You're out there in Sweden, huh?
Yeah, it's very dark.
7 p.m. out there.
Sunset earlier.
How is Sweden, bro? Cold, no?
Yeah, it's alright. It's not too bad to be fair. I don't know what's the Fahrenheit. I don't know. It's 0 degrees Celsius anyway, so it's pretty cold, but it's alright. It's alright. I don't mind it.
You out there with family, by yourself?
Yeah, family. That's
Yeah.
family. That's where the family lives. So yeah, it's nice.
So you were born and raised in Lund, right? Lund, Sweden. Am I saying that
Yeah,
right?
that's correct. Yeah, that's very nice.
I don't know much about Sweden. I'm gonna be honest.
No.
But I was doing a bit of research. Is this your first podcast that you've done, by the way?
Probably, yeah. No, I
Um,
think I've done a few Swedish ones before, but
oh yeah. I'm
yeah,
honored
definitely.
because I was trying to find a podcast, see if I could do a little bit more background research, get ready for this one,
Yeah.
but I couldn't find anything. But I was doing
I
some
don't know.
research.
It's probably the first. Yeah, probably definitely first American one.
Let's go, bro. I'm honored. I'm honored. I'm honored. We were talking about it before. Obviously, I'm a massive Red Bull fan, big fan of you and everything that you bring to the team. But going back to Sweden, I was looking it up. Lund is known as the cultural center of southern Sweden. Did you know that? I'm assuming you
Actually,
did.
no. Actually, no. But
No?
no. But no, I did not actually.
Yeah. Second oldest town in Sweden, older than the United States.
Really?
Okay. Yeah, older than the United States. Tell me, how was it? How was it growing up out there? Obviously, probably very, very similar, but also some differences from here in the U.S. So, just talk a bit about what it was like growing up in Sweden, man. I'm interested.
Yeah, no, it's great. I think, yeah, I would say Sweden is the best country in the world.
Cowboy.
Of course. No, but no, I think it's great. It's yeah, very much soccer based. Growing up, my dad played and both my brothers played, so there's a lot of soccer going on. So I think, yeah, that was the main part of my upbringing, as you said. So yeah, no, I love it. It's not as hot as it gets in the U.S. at times, but no, it's really nice, and as I said, a lot of soccer, which is of course really fun.
I didn't know that. I didn't know that your dad played. And you said your brothers. How many brothers
Yeah,
do you have?
I got two brothers, one
Yeah,
older and one younger.
nice. Where are they playing at?
No, my older brothers quit
Oh, okay.
playing. He just plays for fun in like amateur league, and then my younger brother plays in the lower divisions of Sweden. So
Oh,
he still
nice.
plays. Yeah. So, but no, my older brother he doesn't play. He just plays for fun nowadays.
Got you. So, yeah, the first question I was gonna ask is where that love for soccer kind of grew, but with your dad, you said, and
Yeah.
is there a team that you supported growing up? Was it Malmo?
Yeah, exactly. That's Malmo.
Yeah,
So that's like 20 minutes from where I grew up, and that's kind of the big team here in southern Sweden.
yeah.
And then yeah, like most I guess soccer fans, it goes in generations. So my dad was a big supporter in the of the team. So then it's yeah, it's normally like that. You know how it goes. It goes down to the kids. And,
Yeah, no, that's awesome. We were talking me with my dad and Benfica as well,
yeah,
being
exactly.
Portuguese. I think that's awesome. I feel like that's kind of part of like the difference. I was talking about this with Cam as well. Is like out here, like you'll grow up with an American football team or
Yeah.
with a basketball team, but a lot of Europe is like that. Is there any hockey that you watched or played out there in Sweden? No.
No, not me personally, but it's a big sport. It's definitely the second biggest sport. Um, but here in southern Sweden doesn't get as cold as it does in the north.
Ah, okay.
So there was not much hockey for me growing up personally, but like a lot of friends who I have now who grew up further north, they played a lot of hockey growing up. But not me personally. I don't enjoy it as much.
Do you watch any other sports? No. Because being 6'3",
Mhm.
bro, I could see you out on the basketball court, bro. I
Yeah,
know you
no,
probably get
actually,
that a lot.
yeah, no, actually, no. I occasionally watch like like the Olympics, of course, I watch,
Yeah,
and like stuff like this, big tournaments in, I don't know, like tennis, golf sometimes.
nice.
But nah, I'm not too big into the hockey or American football. Actually, it's not as big out here as it is in the US.
Got you, got you. What about other leagues? Did you grow up watching any other leagues like Premier League?
Yeah, yeah, of course.
Do you have a
Yeah,
team
Premier League.
anywhere?
No, not any. No, actually, not any Europe. It's mostly like my local team here in Malmo is my kind of my team. But as I grew up playing for them and stuff, but no, I wouldn't say. I watched the like. Well, of course, Zlatan is the biggest name in Sweden, the biggest player of all time. So I guess you kind of like follow where he was. So
Uh-huh.
like when he was in Barcelona, you watch a lot of that. When he was in Premier League, you watch a lot of that. So. But now later, I've watched a lot of Premier League. Of course, it's the biggest league with most of the best players. So then naturally, you watch a lot of
So you weren't watching any Benfica for Victor Lindelof, bro?
that.
Come on.
Yeah, true, true. He was he was a one I looked up to a lot when I was younger.
Yeah,
Yeah, I liked how he was playing a lot. Yeah, it was great for Benfica, right?
yeah, he was awesome, bro. Then I
Yeah,
think he's still at United, right?
yeah. He's still at United.
I
Yeah,
think he's
yeah,
still out
exactly.
there.
Yeah.
That was my next question. So was there any player that you looked up to? Was it that Zlatan or anybody that you tried to take pieces of their game growing up, and implement it into yours?
Yeah, I would say Zlatan. Like
Yeah.
especially when he like I moved into the city of Malmo when I was 14, about 14, and that's where he grew up as well. So, like, and he played for Malmo growing up. So, like, yeah, I think, of course, he's naturally the biggest idol for everyone here.
Did
But
you
we're
did
not
you
really in
ever
the same position, so I don't. I didn't take too much of his game, unfortunately. But no, he is, of course, the biggest idol, I would say.
did you play any other positions, or were you always a center back at heart?
No, I actually played striker when I was younger.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that was when I was really young, maybe like up to 10, 11, something like that.
Uh
But then the coaches realized it was not a good idea, so
huh. They said get back there.
yeah,
Hey,
exactly. It
it
was like
worked
that.
out. It worked out well.
Yeah, whenever I meet the coach who put me down there, I always say, "You're lucky I put you as a center back." Otherwise,
Look at where it got you now.
yeah, otherwise you'd be in trouble. So I guess I'm thankful for him.
Did you ever consider? I don't know if you saw when Zlatan came to LA and he took out the page in the newspaper. He took out a whole page in the newspaper and said, "LA, you're welcome, Zlatan." When he
Really?
first came to the Galaxy,
I
you
didn't.
should
I
have
don't remember it.
you should have done something like that. Put it in the New York paper. New York, you're welcome.
I'm not that close to him. uh,
So we
I
talked
didn't know
about
that.
yeah, it was like massive news here because when he first came over, he just took a
Yeah.
whole page of the newspaper and all it said was "L.A. You're welcome, Zlatan." That was the whole page. It
Yeah,
was like the most
that's
Zlatan thing to do.
exactly. That sounds that's something like Zlatan would do.
Um, okay, so then we talked about Malmo. So I was looking at transfer market. I saw the U17 team. Did you start even before that with
Yeah,
Malmo?
yeah. I started when I was yeah, about when I switched positions. Actually, when I was like 12,
Oh wow.
was when I started going to the academy. So then yeah, like when I was like 12, something like that, and then yeah, obviously progressed to the ranks up to yeah the first team. Uh, so it was quite a
So
long journey.
we have our first fan question here coming from OTX Brian. What was your training like growing up playing football? So like from a young age, what did training look like for you?
No, very a lot of training. Like obviously when you're really young, you just go out and train for fun. Like
Right.
just go out with friends, play, shoot, whatever. But then as you get like a little bit older, I would say when I started to go to the academy in Malmo when I was like 12, then I think because of my father played as well, he told me that like if you want to succeed here, it's you have to you're gonna have to work harder than the rest of the guys because otherwise you won't make it. And I guess that kind of stuck with me really through the yeah from I would say when I started playing Malmo, then I realized that it wouldn't be enough to just like do what everyone else did. I guess then you have to yeah, then you have to do something different or do something more than the rest of the guys.
Right. I feel like there's always that moment where it's like if I really want to take this seriously, I
Yeah.
have to like turn that switch. When did that happen for you, and like when were you like, you know what, I think if I try hard enough, I can really make it here. Was there like a specific moment where you were like, you know, it's possible for me to go professional?
I would say no, I wouldn't say that actually. Um, I think as I said when I was quite young, I realized that as I said, talking with my brothers, my dad, that I had like you had to train really hard, especially with the competition that is soccer being like the biggest global sport. Like
Hmm.
you have to you have to do something different to the rest of the guys and do more. But I wouldn't say it was like a moment I thought I'm like I have a good chance of going pro. Um, I think you just when you're in that age, I think you just play and don't think too much about the future. I would say that was not at least my kind of feeling. Of course, when you're like the step below the first team,
Right.
then you start thinking, "Oh, could I get the promotion to the first team?" But I wouldn't say there was like a moment I thought, "Oh, now I could make it professional," or this or that. I would just say it kind of just like went natural. I would say.
What about the flip side? Because I feel like a lot of times it's easy to like for fans to like look at players and be like, you know what, they have it easy, or they got there because of this and that. Was there any time like a moment that you not necessarily wanted to give up, but like you had like a step back or like a failure, and how did that kind of shape you, and how did you get over that?
I would say a lot. Like that happens a lot of time. I think
Right.
that's kind of part of it. I think most times you you fail and then you succeed going through those failures. I would say,
Hmm.
but I would say maybe when I was like 15, 16, I had a bit of a tough period. Maybe you could say where I was not playing as much in the academy of Malmö. And yeah, maybe there was a little doubt if I should continue playing for Malmö because I wasn't playing that much, and I will see a lot of the guys my age maybe go up to the like under 17s, under 19s, and I was still with like the younger age groups. So I would say there maybe I wouldn't say I was doubting, but I was thinking about is the right path for me to stay here, to continue to play for Malmo. But
Right.
then I did, and then I eventually got up to like under 17, and from there on I would say it kind of kicked on.
That's awesome, bro. I feel like that goes for like anybody or everything that you're really trying to do. Like,
Yeah,
there's always going to be that doubt, but if you believe in yourself and you stay true, man, I really believe that you can make great things happen.
yeah, for sure.
Um, let's see. At Malmo, you then got into the first team, so
Correct.
you're there. How long were you there before you got loaned out to? Is it Miyabi?
Yeah, that's right. That's
Yeah.
a difficult one
Okay.
to pronounce.
I saw the J and I was like, I'm gonna assume it's a Y, kind of.
Yeah, yeah, it's difficult. Yeah, no, I was in the first team in Malmö for a year, which was a great year. We won the league and we um, got into the Champions League, which doesn't happen that often for Swedish teams.
Hmm.
But that was kind of like a learning year where the first year when you're in the first team, you kind of just you don't play as much. You just train with the first team, see what the kind of I would say atmosphere is around the team, what the like the top professionals do, and training with them and so on. Maybe getting a few games, but not really playing that much, but just being around the first team.
Right.
Um, but yeah, that was a great year. So I was there for a year, and then after that year, I felt I was ready to start playing in the Swedish league. So then I went on loan, yeah, as you said, to Mjällby.
You'll be okay. That's a little bit farther. No, I was trying to look. That's pretty far
Yeah,
from Lund, or no?
yeah, it's like 2 hours maybe drive.
So were you weren't commuting back and forth? No, you were
No,
staying
I
out there
was
at that point.
yeah, I was staying. I would because 2 hours isn't too bad. So I was kind
Right.
of like I had an apartment there, which I was staying in. Yeah, it's difficult to say how much, but I was staying there sometimes, and then also I could come home if like I needed to or whatever. to my parents' house. So it was kind of like back and forth. But I had an apartment there. Yeah.
Were you living alone with teammates? What was that situation like?
I was living alone there.
How was that? First time living alone?
Yeah, I think it was fine because, as
Yeah.
I said, because it was that close to home. Like if I felt I wanted to, I could go home like after training or whatever. And also we had a great in that team was one of the best groups like I've been a part of. Like the I'm still very good friends with a lot of those guys. So I think yeah, it was a really good group. So it wasn't really a big problem actually.
Yeah. That's awesome. Did you have any like mentor? You mentioned first year at Malmo, kind of just learning from some of the older guys. Is there any, let's say, player or coach that kind of stuck out, uh, making it to that professional rank that kind of like brought you in, helped you out, gave you some advice that you carry to this day?
I would say the captain we had in Malmo is still the captain now. He's a great guy. And he took really good care of all the young players. That we were a few who got up the same as me, like three other guys. And he's a great. Of course, he's a great player. He's one of the best players in Malmo history. But he was also he's a great guy, and he really took care of us as like the captain. He took care of us great. Um, and made sure like because Malmo is a like big club in Sweden, the biggest one. So it's kind of like also for us to get used to that kind of pressure, I would say.
That's
So yeah,
awesome.
he was great.
What do you think? You mentioned the captain obviously having that massive impact on you. What do you think makes for a good captain, or even like you in the position that you are now, trying to help out younger guys? What do you think makes for a good captain, or makes for a good leader?
Uh, I think it's just to be fair, really. I think he what I liked most about him, he never demanded something from us that he wouldn't do himself. So he didn't. Of course, I understand that maybe younger players have to show a bit more or something like that. But I think the most fair way is to that everyone like you shouldn't demand something of another guy that you wouldn't do yourself. You shouldn't
Right.
like you should show by example that for example he worked really hard off the pitch on the pitch, and that's kind of just showed a great example for young guys that this is what you have to do. And it wasn't like he was kind of like relaxing during training or anything like this, and maybe expecting the young guys to run or do other things that he didn't do. So he like really showed by example by working hard and on and off the pitch, and I think that kind of helped. I would say I think that's the best help you can show
That's
younger
awesome.
players.
That's awesome. So then you're at Miyabi. How does the move to the New York Red Bulls come about? Um, Sort of like how did it come about? Did somebody just reach out to your agent? Kind of walk me through how that process was.
No, obviously I was on the loan there, and then I felt I had a good year in the Swedish league, and I felt I wanted to try to play abroad, to develop, get better, etc. And then my agent called me and said that the Red Bulls were interested, and then it sounded like a good step for me. As a when I heard talk to the coach, talk to the sporting director, um, it felt like they had a good plan and they had a good understanding of what kind of player I was. Then it was quite simple. It went quite fast, a couple of like 1-2 weeks, and that
Nice.
was done.
So then you're walk me through that moment where you're at the airport in Sweden on the way over to New York, New Jersey area. What's that emotion? What is that? Kind of just walk me through that moment there. Are you
Yeah, it
scared,
was.
nervous,
Yeah,
excited?
I wouldn't say scared. I would say, but of course nervous, excited. It was an emotional moment. Of course, moving far away
A
and
little
so
bit more
on.
than 2 hours.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. But no, yeah, I was excited about. As I said, I got a good feeling from like the coaches and the sporting director, and looking at the style of play that the Red Bulls kind of stand for. So I had a excited feeling for the for the soccer that I was gonna play. So yeah, I would say excited, but of course you're always a bit nervous going into a new dressing room and new country where you don't know anyone that well. So it was a big, a lot of emotions.
Right. What do you think is kind of like one misconception that people have about the MLS? Like, you got here, what were you expecting? What did you find? Were you pleasantly surprised? Were you shocked that maybe they did some things in Sweden that they don't do here? Talk to me about kind of like the difference, what you were expecting, and what did you find?
Yeah, it's a great question. I think it's a very underrated league. I think I expected it was going to be very tough because when you do a bit of if you look closer to it, which I did before signing, then you could see it's a really tough league with a lot of good players, a lot of good, yeah, tempo, atmospheres, and so on. But I would say the conception in Europe is that it's bad or whatever, that it's not as good as a lot of European leagues. But I think I saw some stats before that there was a statistic company, I think, that rated the league eighth in the world.
Hmm.
So higher than a lot of the leagues that you see them mentioned normally. So I wouldn't say I was surprised because when you actually look into it, you see that it's a very good league. But I would say maybe if I was just going off the conception in Sweden and other parts of Europe, I would say then I would be surprised because it's a very good, tough physical league. But no, I was I wasn't surprised, but I was happy with it. I come that it's a good league and tough league and a good challenge.
Yeah, 100%. Even me, like out here, like I have a lot of friends who like soccer and will watch like the
Mm.
Champions League and the Premier League,
Yeah,
but then they won't come to an MLS game, and I'm like, guys,
yeah,
like it's not bad soccer, you know what I mean?
no,
Like I tried to get the people to come out. What about the fans? What do you see any difference in like the fans from Sweden to the US?
I think the fans are great in the US, but I would say it's a bit different culture, of course. Um, Sweden it's a very good fan culture. One of the it's very, of course, we're not as big of a country, but it's very high rate. A lot of people care about the league, and there's a lot of um, I don't know what you call it in English, but when you paint on the and in the stands and you
Like a tifo?
yeah, tifo, exactly, that's right. So a lot of that kind of thing. You should search it up. Actually, look at the tifos in Sweden. It's
In
great.
Sweden? I'll pop
Yeah,
some pictures up.
yeah, do Malmo tifos, of course.
Mama, of course, of course.
No, but but I would say I was surprised of. I thought that also that's the conception of Europe. Maybe that soccer is not a as big sport in the US, but
uh,
when I come, I see that the atmosphere is great on the games. Like really, tough. Like the fans are really loud, and it's a lot of people who come to the games. That was maybe the biggest surprise, I would say. If you go back to the question you had before, because that was maybe a misconception that I had, that it was maybe not as many people come because of you
uh.
have these other big sports, but actually I was very surprised about how good the atmosphere was and um, how loud it is and so on.
What do you think? So the reason that I kind of started the crossover show is I really want to help grow the sport here because from when I was younger, obviously, like I said, I grew up with my dad, so I'd be watching soccer through him. But like a lot of people don't get to experience it, so I
Mm.
try to show game day vlogs, show how fun it
Yeah.
is. Hopefully, get more people out. World Cup 2026. I want to start an RV in California and drive across the country and go to
Okay.
like every single stadium. I feel like that
Yeah.
would be dope. Hopefully, I see you on the field for Sweden. But
Yeah.
yeah,
Well,
I've been trying to grow it. How do you think that let's what do you think I can do to try to help bring a bit more of that European flair to our supporters? From a player's perspective, like what would get the player going that us as fans can do to show a bit more support or something like that?
No, but actually, like as I said, I think the culture is great. Like the
Yeah. Okay.
amount of
Good.
people that come, like the how loud it is. It's very like, especially I've been to a couple of European games, like with Malmo and so on, and you're just going on vacation and stuff. And I think the atmosphere is very good compared to a lot of places in Europe, actually. But if, I think it's just, of course, like you say, it's difficult to, because you grew up with different sports in America than
Right.
we do. Like a lot of soccer is the biggest sport overall in Europe, so
Mhm.
then it's maybe a bit more natural for people to go. But and you guys have like the big sports in American football, baseball, hockey, and so on. So, but yeah, I think it will continue to grow just how it is now, naturally. I think it's, as I said, the atmosphere is great right now, and I think, as you said, with the World Cup coming, I'm sure there will be a lot more interest. And what I can see, I don't follow that much into it, but what I can see, it seems like it's growing very fast.
100%.
So I think, no, I think it's great. Just like keep it as it is now. I think the atmosphere is a great amount of fans coming. I think we had 3,000 people traveling to LA for the
It was crazy.
MLS Cup, so that's great. Like that's better than a lot of places in Europe, I
Yeah.
would guarantee.
That's awesome. Well, I'm glad to hear that.
Yeah,
Obviously coming from somebody who played in Europe,
yeah.
coming over here. Is there a favorite place in the MLS that you've played, like an away day, or a place that stuck out to you?
Um, good question. New York City.
Yeah.
no, no, that's a boring answer.
No, that was probably my favorite game as a fan. The away day for the
Yeah,
playoffs.
yeah, that was incredible.
Man.
But I actually liked Washington D.C.
Oh
Uh,
yeah.
yeah, I thought that because like when you hear people talking about the U.S. like just normal, like a place to go to visit, you don't talk about D.C. that much. I would say,
Yeah.
and like especially here in Sweden, you talk about like New York, Miami, L.A.,
Hmm.
Las Vegas, but you don't hear DC that often. So I would say when I come there, it was kind of like I would say maybe it was just the area we stayed in. I don't know. Like we didn't go out or anything, so we just stayed in the hotel basically. But we just went for a walk, and it seemed like a nice place. It was like a nice little park or whatever in the where we lived at the
Yeah.
hotel in the middle of the city. So that's kind of like maybe a European kind of city where we have a lot of parks and things
Yeah.
inside the city. So yeah, this year I liked, and we won there as well. So it was a nice day.
It was a plus.
Yeah,
Have you been to Vegas? I heard you mention Vegas. Have you made the trip out or no?
no, no,
Want to?
I'm not that into gambling and
No?
those kind of stuff. So I'm not sure it's kind of the place for me.
Okay, I got you. I got you. Um, so coming back to the Red Bulls here, you talked about how difficult sometimes it could be moving into a different dressing room. We have a question from Ryan Carafa. Kind of talk about the importance or like the significance of having Emil there. Obviously, it was Emil's first year, your first year. Kind of talk about just his importance to the team in general, obviously as the captain, but also to you specifically having that Swedish kind of connection there for you.
Yeah, like I said, I've said plenty of times before. Also, I think I can't speak highly enough of him and how much he helped me during my time, especially those first months when you don't when you move far away from home and a lot of things are different. I think he was so good for me to help me with everything, literally everything I asked, like anything I asked that he could help me with, he did. And also knowing that he's like there to, if I need anything, just I could just call him or say to him or whatever, and I know he would do the best to help me, whatever. I think, as I can't speak highly enough of how much he helped me those months and also throughout the year. No, he's a fantastic guy, and I think if you ask anyone in the team, they would say the same. Like playing at that high level, you would imagine that like maybe you have a ego or something like that, but he's got zero of that. He's the most like humble and chill guy that you would that you would see. Like anyone in the team would say the same, that he doesn't care about. He had played in top level, but he's just as humble as anyone you would meet.
That's awesome. No, I mean,
Yeah.
even from like a fan, like even him being on the pitch to when he's not on the pitch, just kind of like the calm, relaxed nature
Mm.
that he brings. I think he brings a lot. Do you have any other like? Well, first let me ask you this: have you found any Swedish food? What's like the traditional Swedish food? Have you found any out here to make you feel a little bit closer to
Uh,
home?
I would say the most famous one is Swedish meatballs.
Uh,
So
are you
that's the
are you
most
are you going to IKEA to get them or no?
exactly. Yeah, when I first moved in, I had to go to IKEA to get furniture and stuff.
Uh-huh.
And then, of course, I got the meatballs. But they're not as good there as they are at home.
No?
No, they're alright, but not as good. But yeah, I think that's probably the most famous meatballs. And then, yeah, that's definitely the most famous one.
I don't even know if there's like a big Swedish community out here in Jersey.
I'm not sure actually either. I think a lot of people like come to study and stuff like this,
Mm.
but I'm not got in touch any. If you do, let me know. Then
I'll try my best to find some.
yeah, I haven't found that any community yet.
What about I think you're pretty close with Gengar, no?
Yeah,
Or do you have any other like close friends on the team? Who would you say you're the closest to?
yeah. Of course, I said Emil and Dennis. I talked to a lot because we can speak the same language. You can speak like Swedish and Norwegian is kind of the same language,
Oh, okay.
so that's convenient. But then, yeah, I think Cam I'm quite close with. We talk a lot. Cam's a great guy. Like Danny Edelman, also great guy. I would say a lot of the guys are very like we're a lot of the guys are same age, kind of like same age range or whatever.
Hmm.
So I think that makes it easy. A lot of similar interests. So yeah, I
Does,
think it's a quite
does,
easy team.
does Emil kind of become the dad at times, or is he just another one of the boys?
Nah, I would say another one, but like I said before, he's such a humble, like calm guy that
Uh,
he's not like in any ways kind like he's just a normal chill guy. Like he's a great guy.
like the meme, just a chill guy.
Exactly like the meme.
So let's talk a bit about training in your day to day. Kind of walk me through, just like a regular day in your life. What does that look like?
Yeah, I'd get to training at maybe 8:30, something like that, 8:45, and then yeah, we'd do some gym, some training. Then maybe do a bit of gym work after the training. Then I love the sauna. That's a Swedish thing, so I like to go in the sauna after training. Um, and then yeah, we eat lunch at the facility in Jersey. And then normally I just go to the apartment and yeah, I don't really do much actually. I just relax, talk to the family at home, friends, whatever. Um, yeah, play a little bit PlayStation sometimes, and
Yeah, what are you playing? Any FC 25? No.
yeah, a little bit actually. But yeah, I'll probably say mostly that. Some Call of Duty sometimes.
Nice. I like COD. I feel like FC 20
Yeah,
like slowly every year it kind of gets a little bit worse, don't you think?
yeah, yeah.
Well, I
I
was talking
think
to Cam about it. Like it's just so
yeah,
much pay to win and so much.
yeah, and then but I feel like it always gets like that. You play for a few months and then you kind of stop playing and then
Yeah.
you buy the new one anyways.
Yeah, exactly. I'm always like, yo, this year I'm not buying it. As soon as
Yeah,
it comes out, I'm like, all right, come on.
yeah, exactly.
Do you
No,
play any?
so yeah,
Do you
no,
play
just
any pro
relax.
clubs?
I did before a lot when I was back here, but now obviously with the time difference, it's a bit difficult to um, like to play. I had a big like team with my friends before back home,
Yeah.
but now with time difference, it's a bit difficult to find the right like time to play because when I get home from training, it's starting to get a bit late back here, and they kind of work or play soccer like me.
Right.
They go to sleep, and Uh, so yeah, but I used to play a lot. It's so fun.
We got to do that, bro. Me and the Red Bulls play pro clubs together.
Yeah, you have to
Cam,
get Cam in on it.
we get Cam, we get everybody on.
Cam was probably terrible.
You think Cam's terrible?
Yeah, I probably think so.
Shots fired. He's not gonna like that one. Um, okay, looking back at the game, I'm probably even guilty of this myself. Nowadays, like a lot of fans think that they know everything, right? Like they could be the manager and they can make better decisions. And if I was in his position, like it's very easy to criticize a player or to be like, if I was in that position, I would do something different. Is there any like part of the game or like technique or anything that like you wouldn't really understand unless you're on the pitch? Like I know that's kind of like a difficult question, but
Mm.
do you get what I'm trying to what I'm trying to ask?
Uh, yeah, I get what you're trying to ask, but yeah, it's difficult. I think maybe it's just maybe the speed of the game is difficult to understand. I think
Uh huh.
when I was a bit injured towards the end of the season, uh, you watch a few games from the stands, and then it kind of looks really slow. But then, like when you're in it, then it goes really fast, and you have to take a lot of decisions very quickly. Um, so I think I wouldn't say maybe a specific technique or whatever,
Uh huh.
but I would just say kind of the speed of the game. It can like even when I watch like Premier League or whatever, or when I was a kid watching games, then you think looks slow, like it looks like you have a lot of time, but when you're in it, you have a lot of less time than you think.
Right. Yeah, I could see that. I could see that.
Yeah.
One specific moment where you kind of made a quick decision, a red card. I think it was a little. I think it was a little harsh. No, that red card you got this season.
Yeah, yeah,
It was harsh. Come on, a yellow is fine there, referee.
yeah. I think it was fun. I think it was fun with the yellow, but
I
yeah,
loved it though. I loved it. Me personally watching it, like obviously, it sucks getting a red,
yeah,
all that, but I loved it, bro. It's like, you know what? You're not scoring, bro. Like
yeah, exactly.
I don't
Yeah,
know what you want.
no, I think yeah, I think it would have been fun with the yellow. I saw a similar situation like a couple of weeks after.
Uh-huh.
Then they only got a yellow, so I thought, what is this?
You're like, oh, come on, bro.
Yeah, but yeah, that's the game sometimes.
Yeah. Did any part of you, obviously you're not thinking this at the time, whatever, but the next game was Miami, any part of you be like, damn, now I can't play against Messi, or was that not a thing?
Yeah, of course, that was, but I wouldn't say like specifically against Messi. I think it was just because it was a big game. I think we were kind of both 1 and 2. I think in the East at that point
Uh-huh.
in the table. So I think it was kind of like sucks to miss a big game. But I wouldn't say like. Of course, you want to play against the best, and Messi is the best of all time. But I wouldn't say like I thought,
Well, relax. No, well, let's relax. I'm
yeah, of course,
Portuguese over
yeah,
here.
of course. No, no, but yeah, I think it was just because it was a big game. You don't wanna miss it. But that's the
100%.
game.
Uh, do you have like a certain attacker that you were like, kind of was like your toughest opponent, where you're like, damn, this, or like anybody that, yeah, kind of like your toughest opponent, or like kind of gave you extra trouble anytime you saw him?
I think Benteke was difficult to play against.
Yeah?
He's very like of course experienced, played in the Premier League a lot of years. And yeah, he was very strong, especially headers, and they play a lot of long balls. Um, so like he got a lot of headers, and yeah, he was very strong and physical, and yeah, he was tough.
How would you describe your playing style? Like if you had to just describe it in a way, how would you describe it?
It's difficult. I think uh, I just try
Because
to be. Yeah, you say go ahead.
for me, and like this was like kind of like when I posted it up on my story, I just want you to
Mm.
know you are loved by the fans, bro. Like the amount of DMs that I got being like, he's my favorite player. Like I feel like you just have like a sort of like passion and aggression that you bring to the game that I absolutely love, and I feel like is very very necessary. Like especially in the position that you play. Um, So like I like you kind of like aggressive, but then you could also play some great balls. Like your ability to pass out of the back, I think is very very admirable.
And that's nice. That's nice to hear. But I think I try to be myself when I play. I think to try to bring. It's difficult to describe yourself, of course,
Right,
but
of course.
I think it's just I just try to I just try to bring the best. I think what is the best for the team in the situations. I think I can if I can use my quality, maybe playing passes or whatever, then I try to do it as many times as possible. I think that's the kind of I just try to be myself.
Talk to me a bit about also like with the Red Bulls. Like obviously, some games will play with three center backs, some will play with two. Like, is there anything that obviously you're gonna play like yourself always, but is there anything that you like change if it's like okay, today we're playing with two, I'm gonna play a little bit differently. Today we're playing with
Mhm.
three. Is there, or is that just like kind of like it's either two of us or three of us? The gameplay stays the same.
No, of course you have to change a little bit. When you play a bit with three, I think you can be a bit more aggressive both without the ball and with the ball. That you can be a bit more higher up, knowing that you have maybe two other centre backs covering, and also with the ball that you can join in a bit more with the attacking players when you have three. Because
Right.
as I said, you have two centre backs covering if one goes up a little bit more. So I think that you can be a little more aggressive higher up the pitch when you have three, and when you have two, you have to be a bit more stay a bit lower and more together with other centre back.
This is kind of like a more of like a fun question. I could say. Let's say it's the 80th minute, right? And we're up one goal. Carlos gets a red card. Are you going in net? Who do you think would go in net in that position? Obviously,
That's a good one.
you're one of, if not the tallest on the team, right?
It probably would be me to be fair, because
Yeah.
if it would just go off tallest, then it would be me.
Uh huh.
But I think I'm not really good at goalie. I don't think, and I was never a good goalie. I think maybe Sean will be a good goalie.
Sean,
Yeah, maybe.
I feel like he might be a bit too stiff. No, you think Sean could?
Maybe, but maybe Dylan maybe
I could see that.
maybe Lewis maybe. I think Lewis said sometime he could be a good goalie.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
awesome.
but we kind of need him up front as well. I don't know. I think it's difficult. Maybe if they just go height, then if the coach asks me to, then I'll have to.
Hey, I think you could do it, bro. I think you could do
Yeah, maybe 10 minutes.
it. If you could change any rule about soccer, what would it be and why? We're gonna start getting into some more fun questions here.
Oh, that's a great question. I think handball maybe. No, but generally, I think, but especially like with penalties, I think it's so you never know what's a penalty or not.
Yeah, well, the thing is, it's changing every year, right? Because before it
Yeah,
was like intention, now it's like if it just hits, and even if your arm is
yeah,
down.
yeah. I think they should just make it clear that if they say whenever I think if it hits the hand, then it's a penalty. Then it would be
Mhm.
easy. Then there would be no arguments. I think now it's just one game it's one thing, next game it's another thing.
Right, consistency.
Yeah,
Consistency is all we
yeah, I
need.
think so. But I don't know. It's a difficult one.
What is how does VAR play into like the players aspect? Because like obviously like as a fan, it's like we kind of just stand there and whatever. Like if you're like they're
Yeah.
reviewing something for like 5 minutes or something like that. Does it slow the game down for you guys? Like does it kind of make you guys cool off or is it just like
Uh,
whatever?
yeah, like you kind of get used to it. You kind of
Yeah.
like just think whatever. We don't have it in Sweden actually, so it was the first year for me.
Oh
Uh,
really?
yeah, there they have because in Sweden the fans own the clubs.
Ah, okay.
So all the fans have said that they don't want to bring it in, and then they can't do it.
It's kind of awesome that they have
Yeah,
that
I think. Yeah,
like the
so
fans can have the direct impact.
yeah, so it was my first year, but yeah, of course in the beginning it's a bit weird. It's a bit you kind of but you kind of get used to it as it goes on. I think they try to do it as quick as possible, and
Right.
sometimes when it's like a long wait, then you get a bit. It just maybe you get a bit annoyed that like why is it taking so long,
Hmm.
stuff like this. But nah, you kind of get used to it, I would say.
I got you. I got you. Um, how do you handle like let's say a teammate has a bad game? How do you kind of try to like bring him up or cheer him up or do you kind of just let them kind of deal with it and then if they reach out then you go and help? How do you sort of find yourself in those kind of situations?
Uh, yeah, I think it's different. You try to, I think you try to help the play, your teammates at all times, like when it goes
Hmm.
good or when it goes bad. Um, but then I think most of the time, I think we're kind of like all adults in a way now that
Right.
if you need anything, you'll talk to someone and they'll of course then you'll help them with it, with whatever. I think you're also a lot of the guys are so experienced and like so good players that they know what maybe went wrong or what went good and know how to fix it or whatever. And so I think you just try to let people be, I would say.
What about yourself? Because like me personally, like if I'm having a bad day, if I like just let me be. You know what I mean? Like I just want
Yeah,
to come home and just just let me be for a little bit, let me relax, be to myself, not talk to anybody. How do you deal with that?
yeah. I think I'm the same actually. I think I
Yeah,
just
right.
yeah. I think I just go chill, watch. Don't think about soccer or whatever. Just watch TV or something like that.
What shows do you watch? Any favorite show or no?
I watch a lot of shows. Uh, I think Game of Thrones I like a lot. I
Game
watch
of
that
Thrones
all the
was
time.
so good.
Yeah, but the ending was terrible.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Like it was rushed, right? They had like the
Yeah,
whole yeah.
I don't know
But
what happened there, but like up until the last season, I think it was brilliant.
yeah. Do you watch
Uh,
Breaking Bad? I
no, I
love
actually
Breaking Bad.
haven't. I actually haven't.
Oh, bro, it's so good. I
Yeah,
think I think that might be like one of the fastest shows that I've watched. Like I
oh,
just
really?
I binged that whole thing.
Yeah, no, I actually haven't watched it, but I think Game of Thrones I liked a lot.
Hmm.
Uh, I recently finished Squid Game, the second season.
Oh, I haven't finished. I started it. I think I'm
Okay,
like episode 4 or something.
yeah, I shouldn't say something.
No, it's hard because like now it's like I'm scrolling through Instagram and like you
Yeah,
basically you see everything. So it's like, you know what? It's on me. I should have watched it already. You like
yeah,
it though?
yeah. I think it's fun. But then, yeah, I would say Game of Thrones is my favorite one. I
Yeah.
think that's so good.
What does the atmosphere look like in the locker room before a big game? Is it are we music on? Is everybody kind of just focused, locked in?
Yeah, I would say it's always music on in the dressing room, and then I would say it's different. Like I think sometimes like I think I think that's the best way to do whatever. You just go with the mood you're in for the day.
Yeah,
Not try to if you like want to talk and talk about other things, then you do. If you want to try to like lock in, then you do that. I think it's different from game to game. I think some people are really like trying to do their own thing, like, and some people just like to talk. And we usually spend like the whole day with each other during the game, so it kind of builds up. I would say
right.
morning it can be quite light and relaxed, and then of course as it gets
As it
closer to
gets
the
closer.
you get more yeah
What kind
locked in.
of what kind of music do you listen to? Like just
Me,
regularly? Yeah.
a lot of different. I listen to a lot of American rap.
Yeah. You got a
Uh,
favorite?
I listen to a lot. I
You listen
like
to any
Drake a lot.
Rod Wave? Rod Wave or no?
No, actually no.
I've
I
been listening
listen
to a
to
lot
like
of Rod Wave.
I guess like I listen to a lot of mainstream like Drake, Lil Baby, Lil
Yeah.
Durk. Uh, uh,
Any
what's up?
country music or no? I love country music.
No,
It's like one
I
of the
actually
biggest.
don't.
People either love it or hate it. I'm a big country fan, but I know a lot of
Yeah, no,
people
I
are
don't.
like,
I don't watch a lot. But then I listen to a lot of Swedish rap as
yeah.
well. Yeah, that's good. I like it. yeah, so I would say Swedish or American rap I would listen to the most.
If you had like a theme song, like every time you come out or something like that, what would your theme song be?
Hmm, good question. It's a boring answer, but I don't know actually. I listen to so much different. I don't have a specific.
Do you have a karaoke song? Do you,
No, definitely not.
huh?
No, I can't sing.
Cam said if we when we win the cup next year that he's gonna do some Frank Sinatra. So you gotta hold him to it, bro.
I don't want to hear that. That's
Sounds good on mute.
yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah, no, I think Cam has high what do you say beliefs on his singing abilities.
Oh, but they're not that good.
No, I don't think so. Not his dancing either.
No dancing, no singing.
No, he thinks he's got. He thinks he's great at dancing as well, but no.
Yeah, he seemed like kind of like more reserved. I didn't know that he was getting down in the locker room and
No,
dancing
no,
and
no.
singing.
He likes a good little dance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
Um, do you have any superstitions, like anything that you eat before every game, anything that like you do specifically? Like, actually, better question: game day, game day. Start from the
yeah,
top. Start from the top. You're waking up. You make your way to the arena.
yeah. I think yeah. If it's a home game, we wake up, have some breakfast, then I go to the arena. We have a kind of activation session or whatever,
Hmm.
and then yeah, we go to the hotel, and then it's just we just relax. I usually watch. Usually at that time, it's usually like Premier League on. So we usually just watch that in the room,
Nice.
watch the games, try to maybe sleep a little bit. Yeah, then I usually eat the same actually. That's maybe I wouldn't say it's like a superstition. It's just like
All right.
I know that my body feels like comfortable with that food. Nothing like just normal rice and marinara sauce because it's quite like light on the
Right.
stomach.
Rice and marinara sauce.
Yeah, actually,
I've never heard of that. Okay.
because
Okay.
yeah, because I think pasta is a bit too heavy from like
Okay.
before the game. You get a bit like
Hmm.
heavy. So I usually just have that because rice is a bit lighter, and then you want some sauce on it. So I put some marinara on it.
Hey, whatever works, bro.
Yeah, you should try it.
I will. I will.
Yeah,
We should
but
have
yeah,
the whole supporter section eating rice and marinara sauce during the game.
yeah, yeah. So yeah, I just usually have that, and then
Any
yeah,
chicken in
then
there, or just rice and marinara? That's it. No chicken. No.
sometimes maybe sometimes chicken, but yeah, I usually try to keep it very light.
Nice, bro.
Like I don't want to feel heavy.
But no
So
superstitions. No left sock before the right one. No.
no, I think it's maybe just the food that I usually eat the same. Uh, then I don't think. I think you get. I don't think you should have too much of that. I think you get maybe stuck in your own head if you like have to
Yeah.
do this and this and this. Then you maybe
If
like
there's
if
one
you
game
don't.
that you can't do it, yeah.
Yeah, if you like you miss it, you get so stressed. And so I don't think maybe it's the food, but yeah, that's kind of
Mhm.
it.
And then obviously, probably the biggest, if not second biggest question was the final.
Mm.
Obviously, not the result that we wanted. Um, but for you personally, you know, when do you find out that you're not in the starting 11? And then kind of when do you find out that you are, and how was that on you?
I think probably was the morning of the game first, and then it was like 5 minutes before the game started.
How does that how do you like how does that switch happen in your brain, or are you just on from the jump and you're ready if need be, and then you just go, or how was that?
Yeah, I think you have to try to be ready, and then I had like quite a few injury problems during the postseason, which was
Right.
kind of frustrating. That was like um, ongoing all the way from like the end of the season, which was kind of difficult to manage, train with, and so on. So maybe that was like the difficult part that I wasn't like my body wasn't
100%.
perfect.
Hmm.
And then you maybe, especially when you have a little injury, you want to warm up like really properly. But I would say there was no like excuse or anything like that. I think you have to be ready, especially when it's that kind of big games. Then you're always ready to play. So I think you're just ready to play.
Was it like Sandro just looked at you and said, "Noah, you're in"? Was it just? Did he come
Yeah,
over and talk to you?
I think it was just like that really. I think they just said, yeah, you go in and play like normal.
Gotcha.
Uh, so I think it was quite like that. It wasn't too big of a thing.
We'll start with the first question here from RBNY Central. Uh, first, obviously, first year with the Red Bulls, you make it to the final. How does that make you feel? How do you look back on this season? Because I know for a lot of us Red Bull fans, it was probably like the coolest like 2 month stretch that we had there as fans in a while. So I kind of just want to hear it from your perspective. You know, you come here, and first year you're in the finals. How is that?
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. I think. Obviously coming here, you don't know. Of course, you have like hopes and stuff, but you never know what to expect. And to be able to come in, play a lot of minutes, and obviously get to the final is uh, so good. But at the same time, you're disappointed because if you get there, you wanna win it, and we couldn't. So it was disappointing and definitely tough for a few weeks.
Right, right. Now looking forward to next season here. Um, is there anything is there anything that you're looking forward to next season? Obviously, second year, you're a bit more accustomed, you're a bit more welcomed in. Is there anything that you're looking forward to specifically,
Uh,
or goals
no,
you could say? Any goals that you have
yeah, like
for?
of course the goal is to take it one step further and also that we can perform like better also in the regular season. I think we had
Mhm.
started really well and we're in the top of the East in the beginning of the season, and then we kind
Yeah,
of drifted down a little bit. So I think I wouldn't say something specifically like that, but I think the goal is that we have to do better and do more than last season, of course.
100%. You know, we play the Galaxy at home. Is that going to be a game that you guys will have circled on the calendar? Maybe a little bit of get back, just a little bit.
Yeah, of course. Like when you have such a big final that's against that team, of course you want to take revenge, but hopefully we can do it in the final
Yeah,
again.
true, true, true.
But I would say I haven't actually looked too much at the schedule, but of course we're excited, and yeah, as I said, hopefully just the feeling now is that they want to do better and do more. Um,
All right.
that's the feeling.
On a personal level, is there anything in your game that you want to that you'd be like, maybe I'm lacking a little bit here, or maybe I want to, you're still young, you're still very, very young, 22. So like, is there any part of your game that you really want to develop that you feel like can make you better and take you to that higher level as well?
Definitely, like a lot of things. Like um, my left foot, I've been working on a lot to get that more. Because I think it's all right, but I think if I can make my left foot better, I think that would be really good for me to use it more, both like in clearances and in the offensive game. And then a lot of things like I say, like of course, is when you're young, you want to improve a lot of things, like scoring more good headers, especially with my height and so on.
Hmm.
And,
You're gonna get one this year. I know you are. I know you are, bro. I know you are, and it's gonna be right there in the South Award, and I'll be right there, shirtless, waving my shirt around, bro.
we also, and then like a lot of defensive things, like especially like being defenders, a lot about experience, like learning how to do certain situations, and that I think is something that I'm working on a lot now in the off season and also with the team during the season, the past season.
Hmm.
We did a lot of work, so I think especially as I said, when you're young, you want to improve so many things. So um, I think a lot of things.
100%. How about the addition of Alexander Hack? Have you talked to him? been able to talk to him, or like anything that you're looking forward to? Obviously, picking his brain. He's been around. Do you think he'll be a good mentor for you as well, a little bit?
No, I haven't talked to him actually. But yeah, as you said, he's been a really experienced player in uh, playing for a long time in Europe. So I'm sure he's a great player and yeah, a great person to learn about. Especially like you said, like been around the game, playing at the top level. Um, I'm sure he's got a lot of things that you can learn of. So yeah, it's great that we get good players in. That's what we need.
Choupo-Moting as well. How cool is that,
Mm.
bro? I know
Yeah,
that
that's
growing
great.
up, you definitely, at least from FIFA, saw Choupo-Moting. I can't wait to see him out there.
Yeah, yes. So, like I said, like to have a great experienced, good players come in. That's what we need. That's what every team like kind of needs, and I think that's great that we got good players in so far. So I think that's great, and hopefully we can perform well.
Yeah, bro. I mean, I speak for the whole fan base, bro. We're definitely super, super, super excited. We can't wait. I'm just gonna ask you some this or that questions here. I won't keep you too much longer, so I'm gonna say
Of
either
course.
one thing or the other.
Yeah.
You pick, and there we go. Okay.
Yes. Let's go.
Beach vacation or mountain vacation?
Mountain.
Mountain. Okay. Summer or winter?
Oof. Like I would say I prefer summer, but I'm gonna go winter because a lot of
You were
people underrate it.
you were born in the cold.
Exactly.
Early bird or night owl?
Early bird, I would say.
Early bird. Restaurant or home cooked meal?
Home cooked.
Nothing beats that home cooked, huh?
No, no.
Call or text?
Call.
Gym or outdoor workout?
Outdoor.
Win by five or last minute game winner?
Last minute game winner.
Come on. Perfect conditions or muddy, scrappy, ugly game?
A win in a mud is great. I'm going mud.
A win. I like that you added that one in. A win in the mud. Coffee or tea?
I'm not a big coffee drinker, but I'm not a big tea drinker either, to be fair.
Only Red Bull?
Exactly. Nah, I'll go tea, but I don't drink a lot of either.
Okay. Dogs or cats? I think I
Dogs.
heard one. I
Oh,
heard one in the back.
exactly. Sorry about that.
No, no, bro.
100%.
Bro, no worries. Movie or
100%.
show?
Show.
Pizza or burger?
Oh, oh. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go pizza.
Pizza? Have you been out to New York? Tried the pizza? You think
No,
it's
I don't eat a lot of pizza. That's the thing. I don't eat a lot of either of it. But I think if I like would have a cheat meal, I would probably pick pizza.
pizza? What's
Yeah,
what's your favorite meal? For me, it's some chicken parm, chicken parmesan.
that's good. Uh, I like sushi. I love sushi.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's got to be
sushi.
good sushi though. Like the thing about
Yeah,
sushi is it's got to be good sushi, right?
yeah, sushi or tacos. I love as well.
Oh, tacos, nice, bro.
Yeah,
All right, let's ask some more fun questions here.
that's,
Do you believe in aliens?
it's not something I've thought about actually, but probably is, but not something I think about.
If aliens came down to Earth and you had to send one teammate to go be like the first person to talk to them, who are you gonna send?
John Tolkien.
John Tolkien? Why Tolkien?
I think he would enjoy it.
I think I would find it super funny an alien trying to understand Lewis Morgan's accent. I feel like
Yeah,
it would
that's
just,
true.
I feel
I
like
like
those.
I love the Scots accent.
Yeah,
Actually,
it's nice, no?
yeah, it's fun. It's so fun.
One thing you can't live without.
Like if you take away like family and stuff,
Yeah, obviously, obviously.
yeah, um, yeah, it's probably TV, phone, whatever.
Uh, uh, If you could learn one non-soccer skill or talent like right away,
Oh, that's good. Uh, oh, I would say golf. I'm terrible at golf.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Um,
golf.
if you could have any superpower on the pitch, what would it be?
Super fast.
Super fast? I feel
Yeah,
like invisibility would be kind of cool.
yeah, that's true. But then I wouldn't get many passes.
Yeah, that's true as well. Um, when you got your first contract, how did you celebrate your first professional contract?
Um, I think I just had dinner at home with my whole family, with my siblings who live. They don't live at home, so I just
Oh, okay.
yeah, so I just had big family dinner.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Um, what has been your biggest purchase ever?
Oh, I don't have a lot of big ones to be fair. Biggest purchase, probably my bed in the US. Yeah,
Nice. Nice.
yeah, I love my bed. It's the best bed in the world. I won't shout anybody out, but it's a great.
You can shout them out if you want, or they have to pay. No,
I,
they have to pay
I,
you first.
yeah, I didn't get it for free. I didn't get it for free, so that was
Oh,
good.
I like that. I like that.
But it's so good.
Um, do you have any nicknames, or did you have any nicknames growing up?
Not really, actually. My name is so short that it's like
Uh-huh.
a lot of people just call me by my second name back home. Uh,
What is
uh,
that?
Eile.
Oh,
So yeah, last name. Sorry. uh, yeah, so that's probably my nickname at home. But otherwise, not really.
any favorite family traditions or holidays that you look forward to when you go back home?
I think now Christmas when the off season is like during the winter.
Hmm.
I think the Christmas is great.
Do you have any Christmas traditions that you do with your family or anything like that?
Um, Nothing too special. We just yeah, like as I said, the whole family who doesn't live at home like come over and we just have a big dinner.
Do you guys open presents at midnight or do you guys open them the next morning?
We celebrate in Sweden. It's kind of odd from the rest of the world. We celebrate on Christmas Eve.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's what we do too.
Oh really?
Yeah, yeah, Portuguese. We do that as well. But a lot of like my friends growing up, like they would celebrate Christmas Day. So Christmas Eve, they wouldn't really do anything. They would go to bed and then wake up and open the presents
Oh
in the
okay.
morning.
No, we open it like during midday Christmas Eve.
Ah, okay, okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
we usually do like big dinner, lunch, whatever, and then the whole family stays up like playing cards or whatever until
Okay.
midnight. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And then
Okay.
midnight, then every kid runs over to the tree to open.
Yeah, of course. No, we usually just do midday Christmas Eve.
Got you. What's one thing that's on your bucket list that you want to do?
I don't have a bucket list. Actually, it's kind of boring, but I don't know. I think it's probably just soccer related. Actually, just like
No, no, like skydiving
no,
or.
definitely not. No, definitely not.
I feel like it'd
Uh,
be cool.
yeah, it probably would be afterwards, but I'm probably shooting
Yeah,
it
it's true.
before.
That's true. That's true.
Uh, no, I don't think. I think kind of like mountain climbing. I think is quite cool.
Okay,
Yeah, it's something I like. Think I watched a lot of like YouTube videos on like Mount Everest and stuff like this recently,
that's awesome.
but I don't think I would go up there.
Yeah, I feel like that.
Yeah,
Especially if you
probably
gotta.
just I would go some easy mountains like. But yeah, I think that yeah maybe that.
That's awesome. Um, Most famous person in your contacts, or like anybody that you've met that like you were kind of like, oh wow, I got to meet him.
Yeah, probably in my context it's probably Emil.
Hmm.
Uh, then I met Zlatan, so he's
That's dope.
yeah yeah, so he's probably the most famous one I met.
You played with
Or like
Anthony Alonga too, no?
yeah, I play with him. Yeah,
That's awesome.
yeah, so he's a really good guy as well.
Have you ever met Gyökeres or no? Not yet.
No, actually no, I haven't met him.
Yeah,
No,
he's a Sporting player anyway.
yeah, yeah, you don't like him. He's a
Uh,
baller.
no, he's awesome, bro. He's
Yeah,
actually awesome. Um, if you were stranded on an island and you can bring two teammates, who are you bringing and why?
yeah, I would bring Emil because we can talk Swedish. That would be good. and I would bring Cam. Uh,
Cam?
no, I wouldn't bring Cam. He wouldn't. He would probably be useless.
I love this. I love this.
I would bring. I would bring Sean or Ryan. Sean or Ryan.
Ryan?
Yeah, Sean or Ryan. I think they would be good, like handy guys to like get us out of there.
Ryan's the man. I wear his I wear the Ryan Merritt jersey every single game that I go to.
Yeah, he's so good.
So it's become a part of the brand here.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah. Let's say Ryan then.
Listen, no, I won't keep you any longer, man. You're awesome,
That's
bro.
good.
I want to say thank you so much for doing this again.
No
I
worries.
hope you really feel the love from the fans, bro. When I posted you, everybody was super excited. I can't wait for next season. I'm gonna give you one final question, and then you can just close it out. You're gonna answer that, and then that'll be the end of that. But first, I gotta. Can I get a little jersey request during the year so we can put it up?
Yeah, for sure. I'm gonna. Yeah, let's see when I get back to the
Okay,
US, and
okay.
we'll. Yeah, for sure. We can sort something out.
Let's go. Okay, so yeah, 100%. Noah, thank you so much for joining. All of his links will be down below. Instagram, do you have any other social media that you want the people to follow?
Not really, just Instagram.
Instagram. Okay, so Instagram, Noah's will be down below. Also, I want to give a massive, heartfelt condolences to everybody going in LA, everything that's been happening out there. I will have a donation link down below if anybody wants to donate directly to the Red Cross. That link will be down below as well. But to finish us off here today, Noah, when it's all said and done, when your career is done, when your time with the Red Bulls is done, there's a saying that's like people won't remember what you told them, they'll remember how you made them feel. So when it's all said and done, when people hear the name Noah Eile, what do you want them to think? What do you want to come to mind?
That's a great question. Uh, Probably happy. I think if like that's why you kind of play, like you want to make people happy, and if you can do that, I think then you're gonna done a good job.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah, brother. Noah Eile, ladies and gentlemen, I absolutely love you. Love the way you play, the passion, everything. You're the man. We're out of here. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll have somebody coming on very soon.